When the moment you've dreamed of, seeing your partner hold your newborn, turns into heartbreak, can love find its way back? Sometimes the deepest wounds reveal the most unexpected healing. What would you do if your partner couldn't connect with your child? A soft beep echoes in the hallway as Olivia's hospital bed rolls past bright lights. She clutches her newborn, Sophie, close to her chest. The baby's tiny fingers curl around Olivia's hospital bracelet, the plastic cool against her skin. Olivia smiles, exhausted but glowing, her heart pounding with hope. Brian stands by the window, hands stuffed in his pockets. His face is pale, his eyes darting from Sophie to the floor. Olivia's voice is gentle, a little shaky. "Brian, do you want to hold her?" He shifts, looking away. I'm not sure. Maybe later," he mutters, barely above a whisper. Olivia's smile falters. She tries to hide her disappointment, brushing Sophie's cheek with her thumb. "She's so small. I can't believe she's really here." Brian nods, but doesn't move closer. He stares at the rain streaking the window, jaw tight. The room feels colder, despite the soft blanket wrapped around Sophie. A nurse enters, clipboard in hand. She checks Olivia's vitals, then grins at the baby. "She's beautiful. Congratulations, Mom and Dad." Olivia forces a smile. "Thank you. She's perfect." The nurse glances at Brian. "Would you like to try holding her?" Most dads are nervous, but it's easier than you think. Brian shakes his head, voice flat. "No, I'm good, thanks." The nurse's smile fades. She nods and leaves, the door clicking shut behind her. Olivia tries again, her voice hopeful. "Brian, are you okay? You haven't even looked at her." He shrugs, rubbing his hands together. "I'm just tired, Liv. It's been a long night." She looks down, blinking back tears. "It's okay to be scared. I am too." Brian doesn't answer. He paces to the end of the bed, glancing at his phone, then the clock. Olivia's heart sinks. She wants to reach for him, but her arms are full. The room is quiet, except for Sophie's soft breathing. Olivia studies Brian's face, searching for a sign, any sign, that he feels what she feels. But all she sees is distance. A nurse brings a tray of food, setting it on the table. Olivia thanks her, trying to sound cheerful. "Brian, do you want some coffee?" He shakes his head, eyes on the door. "I think I need some air." Olivia's voice is barely a whisper. "Don't go, please." Brian hesitates, then slips out, the door closing softly behind him. Olivia stares at the empty space he leaves behind. She hugs Sophie tighter, her heart aching with questions she can't ask. Her thoughts spiral. Why won't he hold her? Did I do something wrong? Is he scared? Or is he just not ready to be a dad? She glances at her hospital bracelet, the letters of her name pressed into the plastic. It's supposed to mean a new beginning, but right now it feels heavy, like a promise she's not sure she can keep alone. The light in the room shifts as the sun rises, casting long shadows on the walls. Olivia rocks Sophie gently, her mind racing with hope and confusion. She closes her eyes, pressing a kiss to Sophie's forehead. "It's just us, baby girl. But I'm here. I promise." The clock ticks, marking the start of a new chapter, one that feels lonelier than she ever expected. The front door creaks as Olivia steps inside, Sophie bundled in her arms. The house feels different, quieter, colder. She sets the diaper bag down, rocking Sophie gently. Her eyes are heavy, her body sore, but she forces a smile for her baby. Brian trails in behind her, carrying nothing but his phone. He glances around, then heads straight for the kitchen. Olivia calls after him, voice hopeful. "Brian, can you help me with the car seat?" He doesn't look back, In a minute, Liv. I have to check something for work. Olivia sighs, unbuckling Sophie with one hand. The baby fusses, her cries echoing in the hallway. Olivia rocks her, humming softly, but her heart aches with every step Brian takes away from them. Later, Olivia sits on the couch, Sophie asleep on her chest. The TV plays quietly in the background, but Olivia barely hears it. She stares at the clock, counting the hours since Brian last spoke to her. The doorbell rings. Olivia startles, then shuffles to the door, careful not to wake Sophie. Janet stands on the porch, arms full of groceries and a tired smile on her face. "Hi, sweetheart," Janet says, stepping inside. She sets the bags down and hugs Olivia gently. "Careful of the baby. How are my girls?" Olivia's voice cracks. "We're okay, Mom. Just tired." Janet glances around, her eyes sharp. "Where's Brian?" Olivia shrugs, looking away. "Working. He's been busy." Janet squeezes her hand. "New babies are hard on everyone, honey. Give him time. But don't forget to take care of yourself, too." Olivia nods, tears stinging her eyes. She wants to believe her mother, but the loneliness is too heavy. That evening, Janet cooks dinner while Olivia feeds Sophie. Brian comes home late, dropping his bag by the door. He barely glances at Olivia. "Hey, I'm gonna shower." Janet calls from the kitchen. "Dinner's almost ready, Brian." He nods, disappearing upstairs. Olivia's shoulders slump. At dinner, the silence is thick. Janet tries to fill it with gentle questions. "Brian, how's work?" He stabs at his food. "Fine, busy." Janet smiles, undeterred. "You know, Olivia was always a handful as a baby. She cried all night, but we made it through." Brian forces a smile, but it doesn't reach his eyes. "That's great, Janet." Olivia looks at him, voice soft. "Brian, can we talk after dinner?" He stands, pushing his chair back. "I have to finish something for work. Maybe later." Janet clears her throat, giving Olivia a knowing look. Olivia blinks back tears, focusing on Sophie. After Janet leaves, Olivia finds Brian in the living room, scrolling on his phone. She sits beside him, her voice trembling. "Brian, please, talk to me. I feel like I'm doing this alone." He doesn't look up. "You're not alone, Liv. I'm just tired." She reaches for his hand, but he pulls away. "I need space, Olivia. I can't do this right now." She sits in silence, Sophie's soft breathing the only sound in the room. The walls feel closer, the air colder. Later that night, Olivia texts her mom. "I feel so alone. He won't even look at Sophie. I don't know what to do." Janet replies, "You're stronger than you think. Don't give up. I'm here for you." Olivia hugs Sophie tighter, tears slipping down her cheeks. She wonders if Brian will ever come back to her, or if she's already lost him. Have you ever felt alone in a moment when you needed support the most? How did you cope? Share your story below. The night drags on. Brian works late in his office. The door closed. Olivia rocks Sophie in the dim light, her heartbreak growing deeper with every silent hour. A knock rattles the front door. Olivia, hair messy and eyes tired, opens it to find Elaine Bennett standing on the porch, arms full of casseroles and her lips pressed in a thin line. "Surprise, Olivia. I thought you could use some help," Elaine says, stepping inside without waiting for an answer. She surveys the living room, her gaze landing on the pile of laundry and the untouched coffee mug on the table. "Looks like things are a little hectic." Olivia forces a polite smile. "Thank you, Elaine. That's thoughtful." Elaine sets the casseroles on the counter, glancing at Sophie in her bassinet. "Where's Brian?" Olivia tucks a blanket around Sophie. "He's at work. He's been really busy." Elaine raises an eyebrow. He's always been a hard worker, but I hope you're not overwhelming him. New moms can be a bit emotional. Olivia's cheeks burn. She looks away, voice soft. We're both adjusting. It's a lot for everyone. Elaine sighs, pulling a casserole from her bag. I just hope you're not making things harder. Brian needs calm, not drama. Olivia bites her lip, holding back tears. I'm doing my best. Elaine waves a hand, dismissive. I know, dear, but you have to be strong. Babies sense everything. If you're upset, Sophie will be too. Olivia nods, her hands trembling as she arranges the food. She remembers her and Brian's baby shower, how they laughed, how Brian promised he'd always be there for her and their child. The memory is bright, filled with hope and excitement. Now, the house feels colder, the laughter gone. Elaine sits on the couch, smoothing her skirt. You know, when Brian was a baby, I managed just fine. No fuss, no drama. Maybe you should try not to worry so much. Olivia swallows hard. Thank you for the advice, Elaine. Elaine stands, gathering her purse. I'll be by next week. Call me if you need anything. And try to rest, dear. You look tired. Olivia forces another smile. Thanks for coming. Elaine leaves, her perfume lingering in the hallway. The house is silent, except for Sophie's soft breathing. Olivia stands in the kitchen, tears slipping down her cheeks. She feels invisible, blamed for Brian's distance, and utterly alone. She wipes her face, her hands shaking. She grabs her phone, scrolling to Maya's number. Her voice breaks as she leaves a message. Maya, I need you. I feel like I'm losing everything. Please call me back. Olivia sinks onto the couch, hugging a pillow to her chest. The memory of the baby shower flickers in her mind, a reminder of what she thought her family would be. Now, all she feels is the emptiness left behind. The afternoon light fades, and Olivia sits in silence, waiting for Maya's call, desperate for someone to understand. Sophie's cries echo through the dark house. Olivia paces the nursery, bouncing her daughter in her arms, exhaustion etched into her face. The crib, mobile above Sophie's bed, spins slowly, untouched, a silent reminder of the dreams Olivia once had for their family. She calls out, voice strained. Brian, can you please help? She won't settle. Brian's footsteps sound in the hallway. He stops at the door, arms crossed. I have to get up early. Can't you handle it? Olivia's eyes fill with tears. I've been handling it all night. I just need you, Brian. She needs you. He shakes his head, looking away. I can't live. I can't. The words hang in the air, sharp and cold. Olivia's anger finally boils over. Why won't you hold her? Why are you always running away from us? Brian's jaw tightens. He doesn't answer. He turns and storms down the hall, the front door slamming a moment later. Olivia sinks to the floor, clutching Sophie close as tears stream down her face. The mobile above the crib turns in the breeze from the open window, playing a soft lullaby that only makes Olivia feel more alone. A few minutes later, Maya rushes in, her face full of worry. She kneels beside Olivia, wrapping her in a hug. I'm here. It's okay. Let it out. Olivia sobs, her voice shaking. He won't even look at her, Maya. He won't hold her. I don't know what I did wrong. Maya strokes Olivia's hair, gentle but firm. You didn't do anything wrong. This isn't your fault, but you can't keep carrying all this pain alone. You have to make him talk to you. You deserve answers, Liv. You deserve help. Olivia sniffles, wiping her eyes. What if he never comes back? What if he never loves her? Maya squeezes her hand. You're stronger than you think, but you can't keep pretending everything's fine. You need to know what's really going on. Olivia looks up at the crib mobile, the little animals spinning in the half-light. The dreams she had for her family feel so far away now, almost out of reach. She hugs Sophie tighter, her voice barely a whisper. I can't do this anymore, Maya. I need to know the truth. Maya nods, her eyes kind but serious. Then ask him. Don't let him hide from you. You both deserve better than this. The house is quiet again, but Olivia's mind is racing. She knows she can't keep going like this. Not for herself, not for Sophie. As Maya leaves, Olivia stands by the crib, watching the mobile spin. She makes a silent promise. She will find out what's really hurting Brian, no matter how hard it is. The garage is dim and quiet, the only light coming from a small lamp on Brian's workbench. Olivia steps inside, arms folded tight around herself. Brian sits hunched over an old photo album, flipping through pages with shaking hands. He doesn't look up when she enters. She speaks softly, voice raw from crying. Brian, please, I need to understand. I can't keep doing this alone. He sighs, closing the album but keeping his hand on the cover. I'm sorry, Liv. I know I've been gone. I just don't know how to do this. Olivia moves closer, kneeling beside him. Do what? Be a dad? Be here with us? Brian nods, staring at the album. Yeah, all of it. I'm scared, Liv. I'm scared I'll mess up, that I'll be like my dad. Olivia's face softens. You never talk about him. Brian's voice is barely above a whisper. He left when I was 6. One day he was there. The next, he was just gone. My mom tried, but she was always tired, always sad. I promised myself I'd never be like him. But now, every time I look at Sophie, I feel like I can't breathe. Like I'll just disappear too. Olivia reaches for his hand, squeezing gently. You're not him, Brian. You're here. Even if it's hard, you showed up. That means something. He shakes his head, tears in his eyes. I want to hold her, Liv. I do. But every time I try, I freeze up. I'm terrified I'll let her down, that I'll let you down. Olivia's own tears fall. You haven't let us down. I just wish you'd told me. I thought you didn't love her. Or me. Brian wipes his face, voice breaking. I do. More than anything. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't want you to see how weak I am. She shakes her head, moving closer. You're not weak. You're scared. But I can't help you if you shut me out. He looks at her, finally meeting her eyes. I'm sorry. I want to try. I want to be better. For you. For Sophie. I just don't know where to start. Olivia takes a deep breath, her voice steady. Let's get help. Together. We can talk to someone. We don't have to do this alone. Brian nods, relief and fear mingling in his expression. Okay. I'll try. For us. Olivia hugs him, holding on tight. The old photo album sits between them, a symbol of everything Brian's afraid of, and everything they're willing to face together. The silence in the garage is different now. Less heavy, more hopeful. Olivia rests her head on Brian's shoulder, her heart aching, but full of love. She whispers, We'll figure this out, one step at a time. Brian nods, his voice barely a whisper. Thank you, Liv, for not giving up on me. Olivia stands, wiping her face. Let's go inside. Sophie's waiting. As they walk back to the house, Brian glances at the photo album, then at Olivia. He knows the road ahead won't be easy, but for the first time, he doesn't feel completely alone. If your partner was struggling with hidden pain, would you have the patience to wait for them to open up? Why or why not? Share your thoughts below. The garage door closes softly behind them. Olivia and Brian agree to try counseling, but both know the journey is just beginning. The clock ticks softly in Dr. Samuel Green's office. Olivia and Brian sit side by side on a small couch, their hands folded in their laps. Dr. Green's voice is gentle. "Thank you both for being here. This is a big step." Olivia glances at Brian, her voice quiet but steady. "We want to try. I need to understand what he's feeling. I need to feel like we're a team again." Brian fidgets with his wedding ring, eyes on the floor. "I'm scared, Dr. Green. I keep thinking I'll mess up, that I'll leave, like my dad did." Dr. Green nods. "Fear is powerful, Brian. But talking about it is the first step to moving through it." "Olivia, how has all this made you feel?" Olivia's hands tremble. "Alone. I thought he didn't love Sophie. Or me. I felt invisible." Brian's voice cracks. "I'm sorry, Liv. I never wanted you to feel that way. I didn't know how to talk about any of this." Dr. Green leans forward, his tone encouraging. "Brian, can you remember a time with your dad when you felt safe or happy?" Brian closes his eyes, searching. "Once, when I was 5, he took me fishing. We didn't catch anything, but he let me steer the boat. I remember laughing. I felt like he was proud of me." Olivia smiles softly, reaching for Brian's hand. "You can give Sophie those moments too, even if you're scared." Brian nods, a tear slipping down his cheek. "I want to. I really do." Dr. Green smiles. "Small steps. You don't have to be perfect, just present." That evening, back home, Brian makes Olivia a cup of tea without being asked. He sets it gently on the table beside her. Olivia looks up, surprised. "Thank you," she says, her voice warm. Brian sits on the edge of the couch, watching Olivia rock Sophie. Olivia pats the cushion beside her. "Come sit with us." He hesitates, then sits, close but not touching. Sophie stirs, her tiny hand reaching out. Brian smiles, nervous but hopeful. Later that night, Olivia tucks Sophie into her crib. She glances at Brian, who lingers in the doorway. "You can stay," she whispers. Brian steps into the room, watching Sophie sleep. He doesn't pick her up, but he stands close, his face softening. Olivia's thoughts race. She sees the cracks in the wall between them, tiny but real. For the first time in weeks, she feels a flicker of hope. Brian looks at Olivia, voice quiet. "Thank you for not giving up on me." She squeezes his hand. "We're in this together." As they leave the nursery, Olivia glances back at Sophie's crib. The mobile above it spins gently, not untouched anymore, but moved by the breeze of change. The night is quieter, the air lighter. Brian still hasn't held Sophie, but Olivia knows it's coming. The walls are starting to fall. The house is quiet, the only sound the soft hum of the baby monitor. Olivia stands in the hallway, pausing when she notices the nursery door cracked open. She peeks inside and sees Brian standing by Sophie's crib, hands in his pockets, eyes fixed on their sleeping daughter. He doesn't notice Olivia at first. He just stands there, shoulders tense, breathing slow and deep. Olivia steps closer, her voice gentle. "She's dreaming, I think. She always smiles in her sleep." Brian glances at her, then looks back at Sophie. "She looks so peaceful," he whispers, voice shaky. "I don't want to mess that up." Olivia moves beside him, resting a hand on his arm. "You won't. She just needs you. We both do." Brian swallows hard, staring at Sophie's tiny chest, rising and falling. "What if I can't do it, Liv? What if I'm not enough?" She squeezes his arm, her voice soft but steady. "You're already enough. Just try, one step at a time." A long silence fills the room. Brian's hands tremble as he reaches down, hesitating. Olivia nods, encouraging him with a gentle smile. "It's okay. I'm right here." Slowly, Brian slips his hands under Sophie, lifting her with care. He holds her close, his breath catching as Sophie stirs and settles against his chest. Brian's eyes fill with tears. He looks down at his daughter, voice barely above a whisper. "Hi, Sophie. I'm your dad," he says, his words trembling but full of love. "I promise I'll always be here. I promise I'll never leave you. I'll be the dad you deserve. I'll be better than I ever thought I could be." Olivia covers her mouth, tears streaming down her cheeks. Relief and joy wash over her, the weight of weeks finally lifting. She watches as Brian rocks Sophie gently, his face softening, his whole body relaxing for the first time since she was born. Brian glances at Olivia, his voice thick with emotion. "Thank you, Liv, for believing in me, for waiting." She steps closer, hugging them both. "I never stopped. I knew you'd find your way." Brian kisses Sophie's forehead, closing his eyes. "I love you, baby girl. I love you so much." Olivia leans her head on Brian's shoulder, her heart full. The room feels warmer, the shadows softer. Brian's embrace is more than just a hug. It's a promise, a turning point, a new beginning for their family. Have you ever witnessed a moment of transformation in someone you love? What did it teach you about forgiveness or patience? Brian holds Sophie a little longer, his tears falling quietly. Olivia stands by his side, knowing this is the moment everything changed. Morning sunlight fills the kitchen as Olivia pours coffee, humming softly. Brian sits at the table, bouncing Sophie on his knee, her tiny fingers wrapped around his thumb. Laughter fills the room as Sophie squeals, her face bright and happy. Olivia watches them, her heart swelling with something she almost forgot: peace. Brian grins at Olivia. "She's getting so strong. Look at her go." Olivia smiles, sliding a plate of toast onto the table. "She loves her daddy. I think she's always known you'd come around." Brian blushes, glancing down at Sophie. "I was scared, Liv, but I'm glad you didn't give up on me." Olivia sits beside him, resting her hand on his. "We're a team. We always will be." Days pass, and the house settles into a gentle rhythm. Brian helps with midnight feedings, changes diapers, and reads stories to Sophie every night. Olivia feels lighter, supported in ways she once only hoped for. Even Sophie seems to sense the change, sleeping more soundly, giggling more often. One afternoon, Janet drops by with a casserole. She hugs Olivia, whispering, "You look happier, honey. I'm proud of you both." Olivia squeezes her mom's hand. "We're getting there, one day at a time." Brian joins them, Sophie nestled in his arms. Janet beams, snapping a quick photo. "That's a keeper," she says, smiling wide. Later, Olivia frames the picture. Brian holding Sophie, Olivia beside them, all three smiling. She sets it on the mantle, a symbol of everything they've overcome. Olivia's voiceover is soft and steady. "There were days I thought we'd never make it. Nights I cried alone, wondering if our family would ever feel whole. But hope is stubborn. It grows in the cracks. Even when you think it's gone, it takes courage to face pain together, to forgive, to try again. But it's worth it. Every small step, every honest word, every moment of love. Those are the things that build a family." Brian squeezes Olivia's hand as they sit together, watching Sophie nap in her crib. The room is quiet, filled with sunlight and the promise of new beginnings. Olivia leans her head on Brian's shoulder. "Whatever comes next, we'll face it together." Brian nods, his voice gentle. "Together, always." The camera lingers on the family photo. Brian holding Sophie, Olivia by his side. A symbol of hope, healing, and the start of a new chapter. If this story touched you, please give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Real life, emotional stories. And if you know someone who needs a little hope today, share this video with them. Your support means so much to us.